Welcome to the Maharashtra State Board of Technical Education, coming with the lead Learning at Your Doorstep. Name of the course is Utilization of Electrical Energy. Name of the unit is Electric Drives and Elevators. The unit outcome is differentiate the salient features between the given types of electric drives. Learner may pause the presentation and can note down the concept map. In the today's presentation, we will learn about electric drives, the types of electric drives, the factors governing the selection of electric drives, application of electric drives in the industry, and also the type of electric drives, that is individual, group and the multi-motor drive. In the simple words, drive is a device that has to do the required motion for the useful work. Now, drive can be mechanical and electrical type. Now, if we see the example of mechanical drive, which is steam turbine, water turbine, etc. And electric drive example is nothing but the electric motor. So, it provides electrical control of the processes. The system employing for the motion control is called an electric drive. Electric drive is very important because it has got so many applications for the domestic purpose as well as for the industry. That is rolling mill, textile mill, machine tool, pumps and many more. All the application involves the motion control. So, the system which controls the motion of electric machines is known as electric drive. This diagram shows the block diagram of the electric drive, in which we can see there is a source, power modulator, motor, load, sensing unit and the control unit. So, a source can be AC or DC, depend on the type of motor. So, AC or DC power is fed to the power modulator and the power modulator sends the control power to the motor so that its performance parameter like the speed, torque, it can be controlled. In the diagram we can see that motor which is coupled to the load through a suitable coupling maybe. The motor parameters and the load parameters are sensed by the appropriate sensor. Now, the function of the sensor unit, that it will produce the output signal which is proportional to these parameters and it will given to the control unit. Now, as a result of it, control unit compare it with the set parameters and therefore generate the control signal. This is how it will regulate the input power fed to the motor. So this is how the working of electric drive is accomplished. In the given slide, explanation of block diagram of electric drive is given. It has got so many advantages, therefore it is used everywhere. It is economical, pollution free, it is quite compact, less maintenance, easy to start. It can be remote control, operating characteristic it can be modified, which is very important. Its efficiency is high and it has no fuel storage and the transportation cost. So all these are the advantages. Only disadvantage that at the time of power cut, drive cannot run at all. Electric drives are basically three types: individual drive, group drive, and multi-motor drive. Individual drive. A single electric motor is used to run one individual machine. Each system is coupled to a separate or the individual motor. We have seen so many applications like in our workshop, the drilling machine, lathe machine, etc. These are the best examples. So each operator has a complete control. So it has following advantages: that it is quite simple system, flexible system, so it can be shipped from one place to another. Power factor is very good, efficiency is good, it is economical on the long term basis. The only disadvantage is that it is a costly one. Now in the diagram there is a group drive. So there is a basically a big motor, a big capacity motor is provided, which drives a number of the other loads or the more number of motors on a common shaft. So the several groups of mechanism or the machines are organized on one shaft and driven or actuated by one motor. It is the example of the group drive. Advantages: since a big motor is running a number of more systems, so it is quite beneficial, it is quite cheap, and it doesn't give the overload problem. But few disadvantages are accomplished with the group drive: that if there is any fault in the main motor, the full system it will be collapsed. No, so it is not possible to install any machine at a distant place because there is an arrangement of the belt. The possibility of the installation of additional machine in an existing industry is limited, which is also easily not possible. The level of noise produced at the work site is more. Why? More number of the systems are working together, and speed control, it is also a big problem. So what we have to do? We have to do the make a use of the stepped pulley, and this system is not a flexible one because there is a one line shaft and a number of the belts and the pulleys, so not flexible. Multi-motor drive. As the name indicates, in this system there are more than one motor. In some systems which are complex and require more than one motor to operate at a time, such type of system comes under the multi-motor drive. Example is the crane. Crane needs so many operations: up and down motion, left, right, and many more operations. Therefore, it needs more than one motor. It comes under the multi-motor drive. These systems are complex and but gives the advantage that it can accomplish a complex process and the process time is also reduced. But it is a costly system and maintenance is also difficult. One more thing, that if one motor fails, entire process it will be stopped. In the diagram, first diagram shows MMDS, which is nothing but the multi-motor drive. So different torque and the speed combination are accomplished by drive number 1 and drive number 2. The second diagram shows the SMDS, that is the single motor drive system. So we have seen about the types of drive. Now we can see that as per the application we can choose the type of drive. So there are so many factors which will decide their selection, that is the nature of the supply, nature of the drive, nature of the load. So load may be constant or load may be increasing or likewise. So also the electric characteristic of a drive are important. The electric characteristic covers the starting characteristic and the running characteristic, speed control characteristic, as well as the braking characteristic. Next is the mechanical characteristic, in which the various types of enclosures and the bearings which are to be used, and the arrangement of the transmission media to transfer the power. Noise, motor operation should be with noise or it should be a noiseless one, and the cooling. Now the next criteria is the size and rating of motor. So the requirement of continuous, intermittent or the variable loaded cycle, or the overload capacity. Last but not least, the cost. That is, it will include the capital and running cost, also the maintenance cost. Now, if we see application of the electric drive, so application is vast, right from the big industry to the domestic purpose. Everywhere the electric drives are used. So it is very important, used in every aspect of life. So different examples are conveyor, elevator, lift, escalator. It is used in the power tools. It is used in the cement kilns, pumps, fans, blowers. Everywhere it is used. The learner may pause the presentation and can note down the questions in their notebook, and they also cross-check the answers. So in today's session, we have learned about electric drives, the concept factors governing the selection of an electric drive. Also, the type of electric drives, that is individual, group and the multi-motor drive. We have also seen the so many application of an electric drive. The student can refer the following books for reference and more learning. Thank you very much.